All right, so student X also gave me another question which we are going to work out here. Let me just see how the question was stating. Yeah, let me just turn it around so that we can be able to look at that question. Yeah. I'm going to copy that question so that you can be able to see how that question was stating. I just want it to be vertical or horizontal so that we can, okay, let us just write it first. I can be able to read it, the question so that we can be able to work it out. This is the question that was sent. This question, student X all sent this question, and the question says, let me just write it down. Find to three significant figures the value of. Find to three significant figures the value of. Let me just put it down. The value of 5 raised to power x. I'm just copying the question so that we can be able to work it out. That was part A. Find to three significant figures the value of 5 raised to power x, like that. So in order to work out this question, you have to remember the laws of logarithm, and this is going to be introduction of log, both sides, power x is equals to the log of 7. Once you've introduced this, you are going to say when there is a power on top of a number and there is a log, you can be able to take that power behind the log like that, and we are going to have log 7 that way. We are going to divide both sides by log 5 divided by log 5 so that we'll have all the rights to cancel this guy from here, and we are going to remain with x. And if you put that in the calculator, we are going to say this is going to be 1.21 as the final answer in this case. This was part 1 of the question which student X sent. Now we are going to look at part 2 of this question of student X. So part B, we are told solve the equation. Solve the equation. Look at that. The equation is 5 raised to power 2x minus 12 into bracket 5 raised to power x plus 35 is equals to 0. So that is the equation student X gave us in order to work out. So let's work it out here. Now, in order to work out this question, we're going to say let 5 raised to power x be equal to a letter m. Because we cannot be able to work out this equation the way it is, we are going to let that 5 raised to power x be m, and this equation that we are having here can be written as 5 raised to power x, we take the 2 out, minus 12 into 5 raised to power x plus 35 is equals to 0. Yeah. So in that way, we can now substitute whatever that we have here. You need to listen carefully, that we can be able to substitute here and say this is going to be m raised to power 2, because we had said that let x raised to 5 raised to power x be 5. Then since we are having that m, we are going to raise to power 2 minus 12 m, because 5 power x is here, plus 35 is equals to 0. So you'll have this quadratic equation. Now solving the quadratic equation, m is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. That is the quadratic equation or formula you are going to use in order to work out this. So meaning that we can be able to say this is going to be 12 plus or minus square root of negative 12 squared minus 4 times A is 1, C is 35 over 2 times 1. So if you work out this question, you are going to get M is going to be 5 or M is going to be 7. Those are the two values of M you are going to get. You cannot be able to stop this question at this point. You are going to proceed and say, now, since we had said let M be 5 raised to power X, we have gotten now our M. We are going to use the first part here and say 5 power X is equals to 5, because our M is 5. So meaning 5 raised to power X is equals to 5. What do you need to raise by 5 to get 5? You need to raise 5 by 1. So meaning our value here, X is equals to 1. We are done with this particular part. Now the second part, we are going to say 5 raised to power X is equals to 7. And this one you cannot be able to just work it out just that way, other than using logarithm. Introduce log both sides. 5 raised to power X is equals to log 7 divide by, okay, from part A we are done what 5 raised to power X is equals to. We had gotten that, we had gotten it here, because this was a question that was having part A and part B. So that is why we were given this part, in order to say our X is going to be equals 1.21 when you use logarithm, because already you had worked out that particular part at this given point. Let's see which other question student X gave us to help out. Yeah, so let's see what the other questions student X gave. So that was that. And I need to mention, if okay, no, let me just proceed to the next question of student X. We have worked out that one. Now we are working on indices. Yeah, the student X gave us the question to do with indices. Interesting, very good questions. Now let's look at this. Keep on moving, but allow me write the question. This was for indices questions. Part A was about simplify. Part A was a question to do with simplify. Let us try to see which question did the student X ask us to simplify. We are supposed to simplify into bracket cube root of 5 raised to power 6. Student X was asking, how do we work out this kind of question? Very good. So something that you need to remember here is that cube root of 5 can be written as 5 raised to power a third. We can be able to write that and we maintain the 6. Then we can be able to say this is 5 a third times 6. Yeah, which is going to be what? 5 raised to a third times 6 is going to be 2. So 5 raised to power 2 is going to be 25. That's what we were supposed to do in order to work out that particular question. Moving to the next question that student X sent. Let's see part B. We are supposed to simplify also. 3y raised to power 4 times 10y raised to power 3 over 2y raised to power 5. 2y raised to power 5. So yeah, so how do we go about this? We are going to say this is going to be 3y raised to power 4 times. When this one is enclosed in a bracket like this, it means that this 10 is going to be raised to power 3, which is going to be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, that's going to be 1000, and y is going to be raised to power 3 over 2y raised to power 5. The numerator that we have here is going to be 3 times 1000 to be 3000. Y power 4 times y power 3 is going to be y, you add the powers, and that's going to be y power 7 over 2y raised to power 5. When numbers are divided, you subtract the powers, but 3000 divided by 2 that we are having here, we are going to get 1500, and y power 7 divided by y power 5, this is going to be what? Y power 7 minus 5, so this becomes 1500 y power 2 as the final answer. So this is what we are supposed to get here as the final answer in this particular question. All right, also student X said we have a question here. This is an Igcse question. We are supposed to work out, evaluate. We are supposed to evaluate. When you are told to evaluate, it means you are going to get the exact value, or you are going to get a value. You are not getting expression. So this is going to be 32 raised to power 5 over 2. How do you work? Or how do you go? No, this is 3 over 5. 3 over 5. Yes, 3 over 5. Yeah. So which means that we are going to say this is 32 raised to power 1 over 5. Yeah. Then we take the 3 out, because this is like a fraction. 1 over 5, we take it out. If you want to take this power down out, you can be able to multiply with 3. So I'll take the fraction in, and this is going to be 2 raised to power 3, because a cube root, the fifth root of 32 is basically 2. So meaning this is going to be 2 times 2 times 2, because 2 raised to power 3 is that, and that's going to translate to 8. In that case. So basically that's what you are supposed to do. Finally, we have the last question from student X, and we are told to simplify. We are supposed to simplify 25 x raised to power 4 raised to power, this is 9 here, raised to power -1 over 2. So anytime you are having a question whereby you are supposed to simplify this, and you have a power which is a negative, you can remove this negative by finding the reciprocal of whatever that is inside the bracket, which means you are going to flip whatever that is inside the bracket. Therefore, this is going to be 9 over 25x power 4 raised to power 1 over 2. Now we have removed the negative by flipping, by finding the reciprocal of what is inside the bracket. Then once we have done that, we know a half raised to power a half means we are finding basically whatever we call a square root. So we are going to find the square root of 9 over square root of 25x raised to power 4. If you find the square root of 9, that will be 3. Square root of 25 is going to be 5. Square root of x raised to power 4 is going to be x raised to power 2. And we were supposed to leave our answer there because we were told leaving your answer as a fraction in positive indices. Yeah, so we are supposed to leave our answer as positive indices. So basically that's what we are going to do whenever you're given a question like that. And if you're new to Proflearning YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to add a new tutorial, you'll be notified.